The brother spoke well in the spirit, and we're gonna keep try to keep this going. You know, speaking through the spirit of the Most High. Okay. I want to touch on something, because here in Belize, we definitely don't realize, and even the ones that do realize it don't practice it. Let me start Genesis chapter 2 verse 1. They don't realize this, because today is not a regular day. Today is different than every other day. Today is a special day, but looking around, you cannot tell that. It seems just like an ordinary day to me. Like nothing special about today, when there is something special about today. Read.
Read not the book of Genesis, chapter 2 and verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the hosts of them. And on the seventh day, God ended his work which he had made. And he rested on the seventh day from all his work which he had made.
So it says that the Most High rested on the seventh day. He said he rested from all the work he did on the seventh day. Continue, read verse 2 and 3.
And the Most High blessed the seventh day.
Now the Most High said it's a regular day just like every other day.
And the Most High blessed the seventh day.
Now it's not special.
And the Most High blessed the seventh day and sanctified it.
What he did?
And sanctified it, because that in it had he rested from all his work which God had created and made.
Okay, so he said he blessed it and sanctified it. That means he made the seventh day special. He did not make it like every other day. He rested on the seventh day. And he created all this and he rested. And what did he tell us to do? Now let's see. Because it don't seem like we get it over here in Belize. Exodus chapter 20, verse 8. What's the first word he says in that verse? Read that first word and stop.
Read not the book of Exodus, chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember.
What did he say?
Remember.
You know why he said remember? Because he did it before man was put here. He rested before he gave us laws. He rested. So that's why he said remember. Read.
Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy.
Now, to keep it like every other day.
To keep it holy.
The word holy means separate.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
6 days shalt thou labor. Read.
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
The seventh day is the Sabbath of the Most High. Read.
In it thou shalt do no work.
Now, it ain't you can do whatever the hell you please.
Thou shalt not do any work. Thou nor thy sons, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gate. For in 6 days the Lord made the heaven and earth.
Basically, all he's saying is nobody in your house, not even your animals, should be working. You can't take your cow and go plow the land. That's what he's saying. Even your animals should be resting on the seventh day. That was in there, right? Okay, he's telling you that on the seventh day he rested. I'm going to keep on going at this. I'm going to beat this home. Let me get Exodus chapter 13. Exodus chapter 31, verse 13. Yeah, because we're going to beat this home. We're going to read to verse 17 for me. I'm going to beat this home. I'm going to hammer this home. Because today is a special day. It's not like every other day. Nobody fears the Most High. Everybody does as they please.
Verse 13 is it? 31:13?
Yeah.
Read not the book of Exodus, chapter 31 and verse 13. Speak thou also unto the children of Israel.
Now he says speak to the whole world, right?
Speak thou also unto the children of Israel.
Unto the children of Israel. What he said to speak unto them?
Saying, verily, my Sabbath ye shall keep.
Now we shall defile his Sabbath.
My Sabbath ye shall keep. For it is a sign between me and you.
Why you keep it?
For it is a sign between me and you throughout your generation.
Now just till Christ came and died.
Throughout your generation.
We still generating today. So you should be keeping his Sabbath today. Read.
That ye may know that I am the Most High, that do sanctify you. Ye shall keep the Sabbath, therefore, for it is holy unto you.
Why you keep the Sabbath?
For it is holy unto you.
It is holy unto you. Keep his Sabbath. Read.
Everyone that defileth it shall surely be put to death.
Now they're going to live forever.
Shall surely be put to death. For whosoever doeth any work herein, that soul shall be cut off from amongst his people.
So if you're doing any work on the Sabbath, what the Most High said?
That soul shall be cut off from among his people.
He's going to cut your soul off. That's why he said, I didn't write that. It's in the Bible.
6 days may work be done. But
Now,
in the seventh is the Sabbath of the rest.
now on the seventh day you can walk and do what you want to.
6 days may work be done. But in the seventh is the Sabbath of rest.
Nobody respects the Most High. Look up and down the boulevard and all you see is folly, wickedness, nothing but pure, unadulterated wickedness. That's what I see. Nobody respects the Most High. Nobody knows how to show reverence to the Most High. Read.
Sabbath of rest, holy to the Most High.
It is not. It's regular to the Most High.
Holy to the Most High. However, whosoever doth any work in the Sabbath day, he shall surely be put to death.
Now that soul that does work on the Sabbath is going to live forever.
He shall surely be put to death.
You shall surely be put to death. That's what the Most High said.
Wherefore, the children of Israel shall keep the Sabbath, to observe the Sabbath throughout their generations, for a perpetual covenant.
Now for a covenant that lasts until Christ comes.
For a perpetual covenant.
The word perpetual means never ending. It keeps going. You keep his Sabbath forever.
It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever.
Not for just till Christ came, like I was saying.
Forever.
It's forever. We still part of today, still part of forever. So you shouldn't be doing no work on the Sabbath. But here's something funny. There's other things, it's not even funny, things you might not know. There's other things that you're not allowed to do on the Sabbath. That was the end of that, right? No, read that.
It is a sign between me and the children of Israel forever. For in 6 days the Most High made heaven and earth. And on the seventh day he rested and was refreshed.
What he did?
He rested and was refreshed.
That's why he gave you a rest day, to refresh. Not to refresh yourself, not to do as you please, walk around doing wickedness. Is all wickedness. That's what I see. Wickedness. That's what I see. Yeah, read it.
And he gave unto Moses, when he had made an end of communing with him upon Mount Sinai, 2 tables of testimony, tables of stone, written with the finger of the Most High.
Those testimonies was written with the finger of the Most High. They're true and they don't fail. Read me. Let know I was about to say. So he tells you, I read it 3 different, in the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses. I just gave you 3 witnesses that say you should not walk on the Sabbath day, on the 7th day. If you believe today, tomorrow, Sunday is the 7th day, you're confounded. You're confused. All you have to do, open up your smartphone, look at your calendar and see what day it tells you it is. How the hell you want to look at Sunday as the 7th day and your smartphone is telling you it's the 1st day? It's not the 7th day. It's the 1st day. Now, there's also other things that the Most High said you should and shouldn't do on the Sabbath. Like, get me Exodus 35 verse 3. This is something else the Most High said you should not do on the Sabbath day. Because we walk around here and everybody believe or say they believe in the Most High, but they go to their lying pastors for proof of that, and the pastor don't care about you. He care about that money you put 2 or 3 times in the collection plate per service. He don't care about telling you the truth.
Read not the book of Exodus, chapter 35 and verse 3. Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day.
What? Read that again.
Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day.
What that is saying is you shall not cook on the Sabbath day. That's why he has a prep day. You prep the day before for the Sabbath. You don't cook on the Sabbath day. That's another sin. So if you're blazing up a fire and cooking food on the Sabbath, you're sinning. And if you didn't know it before, you know it now today. Read that again.
Read not the book of Exodus, chapter 35 and verse 3. Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitation upon the Sabbath day.
So the Most High says you shouldn't light fire in your house on the Sabbath day because you're using it to cook. He said no work. When you're cooking, you're doing work. That's why he got a part there. He rested on Sabbath and he created all this. You rest on the Sabbath.
Oh, praise.
That's what he said. Let me show you other things. So now we know we're not supposed to cook on the Sabbath. Let me show you other things he said you should do on the Sabbath. Let me get Nehemiah 10 and 31. Let me show you other things, other wickedness that these filthy heathens teach us, our people, to do, that we should do. It's not fun, it's real. It's real. The Most High is not playing with anybody out here.
10 and 31.
10 and 31. Nehemiah 10 and 31.
Read not the book of Nehemiah, chapter 10 and verse 31. And if the people of the land bring where any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we should not buy it of it.
No, we should buy stuff on the Sabbath. That's what the Most High just said.
We should not buy it of.
We should be not spending any money on the Sabbath day. And let me show you that again. Stop right there. That's it. That's it. Go to Nehemiah 13 and 21. Because this is not news to us. We should have known this already. We forgot this because we went away from our Creator. We broke the covenant we made with Him. And now we're here living in sin, and we got a whole bunch of heathens reigning above you, reigning on top of you. You live like bums and peasants while they live in better housing than you. They live better than you, eat better than you. They give you scraps and you're satisfied with scraps.
Read not the book of Nehemiah, chapter 13 and verse 21. Then I testified against them.
Now, go start verse 20.
Verse 20. So the merchants and sellers of all kinds of war.
So it says the merchants and sellers, people selling. What are they selling? Let's see, read.
Lodged without Jerusalem once or twice. Then I testified against them and said unto them, why lodge ye about the wall?
So he's asking these merchants, why are you here by this wall?
If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you.
What he said?
If ye do so again, I will lay hands on you.
He said, if you come back here to try to sell, I'm going to have to put hands on you. Read.
From that time forth came they no more on the Sabbath.
What day they came back not to sell on?
On the Sabbath.
They came no more to sell on the Sabbath. Nehemiah knew we should be buying and selling on the Sabbath. And in case you don't know, when is the Sabbath? Get me verse 19 in that same chapter. Verse 19. In case you don't know what day, when the Sabbath starts or when it ends, newsflash, the Sabbath don't start at midnight.
Nehemiah chapter 10 and verse 13. Nehemiah chapter 13 and verse 19. And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark.
When?
That when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark.
So when it was starting to get dark.
Before the Sabbath.
Well,
before the Sabbath.
So when it gets dark is when the Sabbath starts. Right? Not at midnight. Once the sun goes down, that's the start of the Sabbath. That's also the start of the day. Read.
I commanded that the gate should be shut and charged that they should not be open till after the Sabbath.
That's right, because the Most High said the Sabbath day is a special day. He hallowed it. He sanctified it. It's not a day that you walk in and out of the stores and do as you please. That's not what the Most High did. He rested, and He's the Creator, and if He rested, you should be rested. That's the commandment He gave you.
Read on.
He gave that to you as a commandment. He didn't say it was a choice. He didn't say if you feel like it. He said it's a commandment. Let me get let me get Jeremiah 17 and 20. Because I'm sticking to Sabbath for right now. After this, I'm going to jump off of the Sabbath. But I want people to know they're defiling the most sacred day to the Most High.
Read not the book of Jeremiah. Or 13, 20.
No, 17.
Or 17, 20. Read not the book of Jeremiah, chapter 17 and verse 20. And say unto them, hear ye the word of the Most High, ye kings of Judah.
Go 21. I forget that. Go 21. Jeremiah 17 and 21. Read.
Thus said the Most High.
Thus said the Most High. It's not thus saying Mordecai, brother Mordecai, or brother Nakamia. It says, thus said the Most High. Read.
Take heed to yourselves.
What?
Take heed to yourselves.
That sounds like a warning to me. Take heed to yourself. Read.
And bear no burden on the Sabbath day.
Now do whatever you please on the Sabbath.
And bear no burden on the Sabbath day.
In case you don't know, newsflash, burden means work.
Nor bring it in by the gates of Jerusalem.
Read.
Neither carry forth a burden out of your house on the Sabbath day.
Now, so you can make food in your house, cook on the Sabbath in your house, and take it out to sell on the street.
Neither carry forth a burden out of your houses on the Sabbath day. Neither do ye any work, but hallow ye the Sabbath day.
But hallow ye the Sabbath day. He means sanctify it, make it a special day because it's a special day. It's a special day because he said that from the beginning. From the beginning of creation.
As I commanded your fathers.
Now as he begged our fathers.
As I commanded your fathers.
As he pleaded with our fathers.
As I commanded your fathers.
It's a commandment. It's not a choice. It's not a multiple choice if you feel like it or if you don't feel like it. It's a commandment.
But they obeyed not.
What?
But they obeyed not.
You know why you don't obey?
Neither incline their ear.
Now they're listening.
Neither incline their ear, but made their neck stiff, that they may not hear, nor receive instruction.
Now we hate, it tells you fools hate instructions, right? So why they didn't hear? Because we're rebellious and we've been, Deuteronomy 9 and 24. Let me tell you why we didn't listen, because this is not news to us. We've been this way. Let me show you why we didn't listen.
24? Yeah. Read not the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 9 and verse 24. You have been rebellious against the Most High from the day I knew you.
Now we've been obedient unto the Most High.
You have been rebellious against the Most High from the day that I knew you.
That was Moses telling our forefathers in the wilderness after leaving Egypt. And say it again, read that one more time. Let's see what Moses told us from the jump.
You have been rebellious against the Most High from the day that I knew you.
And we all know there's nothing new under the sun. And we are still being rebellious against the Most High today. Nothing new under the sun. Because we all want to do what we want. Let me get Isaiah 58 and 13 sticking on the Sabbath. I'm going to hammer this home.
58 or 13.
Because we claim to love the Most High, but we, as it says in Isaiah 29 and 12, 13, we honor him with our lips.
Wow.
We don't honor the Most High by doing what he says. We try to run G on the Most High with our lips. With our lips. We think we can run the game on the Most High like he don't know what time it is.
Read not the book of Isaiah, chapter 58 and verse 13. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath,
if you turn away your foot from the Sabbath,
from doing thy pleasure on my holy day,
from doing your own pleasure on his holy day,
and call the Sabbath a delight,
and call it a delight,
the holy of the Most High, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thy own ways.
Now we can do what we want. We can go party tonight in the club.
Not doing thine own way.
Now we can go to this house party.
Not doing thine own way.
Drinking and smoking.
Not doing thine own way. Nor finding thine own pleasure.
Now do what we want.
Nor finding thine own pleasure. Nor speaking thine own words.
So we got to speak own words.
Now, God speaking thine own words. Then shalt thou delight thyself in the Most High, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth.
He said, when you do those things, then shall he delight in you. He didn't say before, he said then. Hey sister, you want to know what's going on here? You got a few times for the Most High, a few minutes for the Most High. Then he said, once you do these things, then shall he delight in you. He didn't say before or after. Hey brother, you want to have a few minutes for the Most High? Nobody has time for the Most High, man.
I don't mean that. I'm like clear here.
Yes, sister, you want to hear a few minutes of the Most High?
We've got a few minutes to hear who you are, sister. Let the brother edify you with the scriptures. Never know, it might be your blessing.
Let me ask you something. If I was to ask you what nation you belong to, what nation of people you belong to, what would you say? Huh? So let me ask you, you say you believe in? Yeah, but now do you know, first of all, before even going further, do you believe in the Bible? Do you know in the Bible, there's nowhere you find the word policing in the Bible, right? So if you're not a policing, and if okay, so if I ask you, what was that?
When you said the reason in the Bible, you said something smart and nearly crashed. Of course not something nearly crashed. Instant karma.
Listen, the Most High do not play games. You cannot play with the Most High. Let me show you something. Let me show you, because you thought it was a joke, right? Let me show you something. Anyone is going to show you. Isaiah 45, the Most High is not somebody you play games with. Let me show you.
Isaiah 45,
yeah. Let me show you, right? Because he thought it was a game. I'm trying to teach you about the Most High, right? He thought it was a game, right? Now let me show you the Most High is not the person you play with. People don't read. When you go to church on a Sunday, I won't hold you up, I see you got a food, but when you go to church on a Sunday, they don't teach you this about the Most High. They say you gotta love everybody. The Bible doesn't say that.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and verse 7.
This is the Most High.
I form the light.
So he created the light.
And create darkness.
He also created darkness.
I make peace.
The Most High make peace.
And create evil.
What he does?
And create evil.
If he had ran into that thing just now, what happened? The Most High created evil. What else?
I, the Most High, do all these things.
The Most High does that. And last one I want to show you the Most High was doing that. Deuteronomy 22. I want to show you one last picture that the Most High does these things, right? And you cannot take the Most High for a game. I got something for you, sister. You got YouTube? Okay, listen. We living in the last days, right? The Most High is already judging this earth. He's about to bring nothing but destruction to this earth. And he's calling his people back, right? You're very young. Look at our YouTube. Take this file. Look at our channel and try to study, because if you don't study and know the Most High, he doesn't care if you're a boy, a girl, a man, a woman, a grandfather, he's going to kill you. Let me show you. Read this one right here.
Read not the book of Deuteronomy.
Let me tell you one last thing. The only thing the Most High cares about is if you do what he says. He don't care about nothing else.
Read not the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 39. See now that I, even I, am he.
He's telling you, I'm the man. That's why the Most High is saying that. I'm the man.
And there is no God with me.
There's no God with him. He's the only God.
I kill.
Nah, he don't kill.
I kill.
Who kill?
I kill and I make alive.
The Most High kills. The devil never killed a soul in creation.
I wound and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Don't worry about that. So he kills and he makes it alive. But I won't hold you up any longer, sister. Try to follow us on YouTube. You want to make an education of who you are. We have videos up there, right? And try to follow and take heed in these last days. Because the Most High is already judging this earth. People is not paying attention and they're not realizing it, but the Most High has already started judging, right?
You know how to repent, sis? You know how to repent? Huh?
Come here, come talk to us,
You know how to
brother.
repent, sis?
Come talk to us.
All right. The best way to do it is like when you
Yo, why you say something
get
wrong?
home in the privacy of your house, you get on your knees and you face towards the east. The east is the area the sun rises to the east. You face the east and you pray to the Most High God with your head covered,
Like you have it now.
right? And ask Him to forgive you of all your sins, even the ones you know of. You acknowledge all your sins to Him. You don't try to keep nothing back because He knows everything, right? So to repent, you always keep your head covered. A female is always supposed to pray with her head covered, facing the east.
That's right.
Right? And you pray with an open heart. You just want Him to forgive you. That's how you repent.
You have to be sincere. You
have to be
mean it.
sincere
You
about
mean
it. Yeah. Right? You face the east, cover your head, and I'm praying to the Most High God to forgive you all your sins. And you'll try your best to not sin no more.
All right. I want to you're welcome.
Now that's all you can throw it up, brother. Now that's all you can throw it up.
Hey, brother, man.
Let's start after 5 minutes, maybe we control it like that.
Come
That's
get
all you
this
can throw
word,
it up.
brother. Come get this word, brother. Come get this word. The Most High, let me tell you, you didn't pull up, just so you know, you didn't pull up and park your van right in front of us because you felt like it. Even if you think you did, you didn't. Get me that, Jeremiah 10 and 23. Because the Most High brought you here, and you being prideful in that van right now when the Most High brought you here. And He brought you for a reason. Whoever is on the end of that, other end of that phone can't help you. Cannot help you.
Read out the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10 and verse 23. Oh Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps.
Yes, I moved the thing from my... it's all good, man. I don't worry about it. Hopefully somebody pick it up.
Calm.
Yeah, it is not in the way of man who walketh to direct his steps. The Most High direct your steps. Our people are too puffed up with pride. They're prideful. Sirach 10 and 12. The Most High hate that thing. Pride, the Most High hate that thing. Puffed up with pride.
10 and 12.
Yeah, 10 and 12.
Read not the book of Sirach in the Apocrypha, chapter 10 and verse 12. The beginning of pride is when one departed from the Most High.
So once you have pride, you're not dealing with the Most High, nor He's dealing with you. Read.
And his heart is turned away from his Maker.
Your heart is turned away from your Maker. Read.
For pride is the beginning of sin.
Pride is the beginning of sin. The Most High don't deal with pride. He deals with humbleness, not pride. And if you got pride, the Most High is not dealing with you. Read.
And he that have it shall pour out abomination.
What they pour out?
Abomination.
They pour out wisdom.
Abomination.
Just.
Abomination.
That's
and
what-
therefore the Lord brought upon them strange calamities.
That's what the Most High do. He bring upon you strange calamities
And overthrow them utterly.
and overthrow you utterly. You dealing with pride, you're not dealing with the Most High, and He's not dealing with you. That's the bottom right. 2 Chronicles 7 and 14. The Most High don't deal with pride, but let me show you what He said to do. I'm too prideful. And He said, matter of fact, before we get that, get me Sirach 10 and 9. 10 and 9. 9 and 10. 10 and 9. Get me Sirach 10 and 9. Man, hopefully somebody could learn from it.
Amen.
You got the place later. And at least it's something that could save their souls on that piece of paper.
Sirach 10 and
10 and 9.
10 and 9.
Where it says?
Why is earth and ashes proud?
That's it.
Read not the book of Sirach, chapter 10 and verse 9. Why is earth and ashes proud?
Why is a man proud?
Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man.
There's not more wicked than that. Read.
For such an one setteth his own soul to sale.
What he done?
He set his own soul to sale. Because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
Because while he lived, he casted away his bowels. That's a prideful man. The Most High don't deal with that thing. 2 Chronicles 7 and 14. Let me show you what the Most High deal with. He does not deal with pride. Pride comes before a fall. That's what the Most High tells you in the book of Proverbs.
Read not the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 7 and verse 14. If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves,
now shall be prideful,
shall humble themselves, and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sin, and will heal their land.
and if our people be humble themselves, you want to know what's bugged out, weird, retarded, crazy? You living here in Belize, a third world country. We living like peasants. We at the bottom of the barrel, and we still prideful as heck. Think the most, and in all that pride, you actually think the Most High is dealing with you.
I think there's a scripture for that that says the Most High, 7 things the Most High hates. A poor man or something. I don't know the scripture though.
Proverbs too. Yeah.
That's a sick one too.
We I don't know, man.
Breaking our walk.
And think the Most High dealing with us. That's crazy, you know. Here in Belize, instead of trying to get right with the Most High, that is get right time. It's not prideful time. We've been doing that all along, and it ain't got us nowhere. We've been following these other people, these churches, religions for 400 years, and we haven't gotten anywhere yet. Maybe it's time we turn to the Most High and follow what He said.
I look on the sad part of it. We not rush for sin and make the heathens rich on the Sabbath.
Isaiah 30:1. Yeah, because we not following the Most High. We're going after our own wicked heart, our own wicked mind. Nobody wants anything to do with the Most High.
Turn down one.
Yeah, everybody's getting blessed by Satan. The devil is your God, and he's blessing you guys. And you think that the Most High God is blessing you when you don't do a damn thing He said. That's crazy. It's asinine. It makes no sense. God is not going to bless you for not doing nothing He says. The devil is blessing you, and He's making you think that God is blessing you.
Reading out the book of Isaiah, chapter 30 and verse 1. Woe to the rebellious children, saith the Most High.
Destruction to the rebellious children, saith the Most High.
That take counsel, but not of me.
You're taking counsel of the devil.
And that covereth with the covering, but not of my spirit.
You're not covering with the Spirit of the Most High.
That they may add sin to sin.
So why are they covering with that Spirit?
To add sin to sin.
That's why. You love to sin. You love wickedness. You love evil. You love to sin. You love this world. 1 John 2:15. You love this world. Something the Most High told you not to do.
Reading out the book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 15. Love not the world.
Now the Most High said to love the world.
Love not the world. Neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him.
So if you love in this world, the love of the Most High, Yahweh, is not in you. Why?
For all that is in this world, in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father.
Now pride is of the Most High.
The pride of life is not of the Father.
That's not of the Most High.
But it's of the world.
It's of the world. So if you puffed up with pride and you love in this world, it's not of the Most High. It's of this world. John 7:7. Let me show you why. That we should be loving this world.
Reading out the book of John, chapter 7 and verse 7. The world cannot hate you, but me it hated, because I testified of it.
What did Yahushua, that real name Yahushua, the world ignorantly called Jesus, what did he testify of this world?
The world cannot hate you, but me it hated, because I testify of it.
Saying
that the works thereof are evil.
Now the works of this world is good.
The works thereof are evil.
That's why we shouldn't love this world, like they told you in 1 John 2:15. Because the works thereof is evil. But still, we all love this world. We love wickedness. Bring it up.
Reading out the book of James, chapter 4 and verse 4.
I was going to call for that too.
Ye adulterers and adulteresses, know ye not that the friendship of this world is enmity with the Most High?
So if you love in this world and consider the things in this world as friend, you are enemy of the Most High.
Whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God.
Whoever is going to be a friend of the world is the enemy of the Most High. And let me show you what the Most High is going to do to his enemies. Nahum 2, what? Nahum 1 and 3. Start at 2. If you're a friend of this world, you're an enemy of the Most High.
1 and 2?
Yeah.
Read not the book of Nahum, chapter 1 and verse 2. God is jealous, and the Lord revenges. The Lord revenges and is furious.
If I read this bit, I'll read this.
1 second. Yes. You have a few minutes for the Most High? There you go. Finally somebody said yes. Let me edify you a little bit, sister.
You know who you are according to the Bible?
Who are you? Who are you according to the Bible?
Well,
No, it's
Look,
just,
no, a lot to do with it, so. You know how we not fully, but you know how we
but something that, yeah, I said, do you know who you are according to the Most High? So because he made human beings, let me ask you, do God love everybody? You sure about that? Now, who is this us that he died for? Our people? Let me get Luke.
I think let me go.
I mean, listen, when Christ comes.
I answer the question. Go ahead.
Okay, Luke chapter 1, verse 67. I want to show you something that Christ didn't die for everybody.
Of course.
Watch this.
Read not the book of Luke in the New Testament, chapter 1 and verse 67. And his father Zacharias was filled with the Holy Spirit and prophesied, saying, Blessed be the Most High of Israel.
The God of Israel. He's not the God of the whole world. Read.
For he hath visited and redeemed his people.
Now he redeemed the whole world.
And redeemed his people.
The whole world.
Redeemed his people.
Who did he redeem, sister?
Who I redeem?
Now, who did Christ redeem? Read that one more time for her.
Visited and redeemed his people.
Did he redeem the whole, did the Bible say he redeemed the whole world? His people. That means he did not die for everybody.
Bye. Thank you.
Repent, sis. Repent, sis. Get that spirit off of you.
Yeah.
You got a spirit fire there, sis. I smell it. You got a spirit fire there, sis. Get that spirit off of you.
Yo, our people, it's crazy. Religion was beat into our people's back with whips and chains. And now you can't pay them to leave religion alone. You couldn't pay them enough money to leave. That's some real Stockholm syndrome going on here. Some serious Stockholm syndrome. These people believe that Christ died for everybody. Nowhere in the Bible did it say Christ died for everybody. And anybody that think otherwise, I dare you to come prove it to me. I can show you he did. Christ didn't die for everybody, but yeah, people love these. Wanna cool for these people that's living above them. That's causing them to sin on the daily. That's disgusting.
Read not the book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 17. I love them that love me.
Now the Most High loves everybody.
I love them that love me. And those that seek me early shall find me.
The Most High doesn't love everybody. Read that again.
Read not the book of Proverbs, chapter 8 and verse 17. I love them that love me.
He only loves those that love him. You can say you love the Most High from now till your face turns blue, but there's only one way to show the Most High you love him, and it's not by saying you love him.
I love them that love me, but those that seek me early shall find me.
Give me the love of God. Both spots.
Read not the book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 3.
Stop. This is how you love the Most High. Not with lip service, not by saying, I love the Most High. He just said in Proverbs 8:17, he loved those that love him. Now he's going to tell you how you love him. And if you're not loving him like this, he doesn't love you. Satan loves you. Read.
Read not the book of 1 John, chapter 5 and verse 3. For this is the love of God.
This is the love of God. Read.
That we keep his commandments.
Now that we say we love him,
That we keep his commandments.
that we believe him,
That we keep his commandments.
that's how you love God. You keep his commandments.
And his commandments are not grievous.
And his commandments are not hard. 2 John verse 16. Verse 6 that I get. Because this is how you love God. Not by saying you love God. That don't do nothing. It's just running lip service that the Most High bind that. Can't bind that.
The book of 2 John, verse 6. And this is love.
Let's see what, if it's going to line up with that last scripture, what is love.
And this is love, that we walk after his commandments.
Now that we believe what we want,
That we walk after his commandments.
that's love. Keep his commandments.
This is the commandment that as ye have heard from the beginning.
It's not new to us. It's a commandment we've known from the jump. To love the Most High means to keep his commandments. If you're not keeping it, you're loving the devil. The devil is telling you not to keep the commandments. Now let me show you. Not only do you love him by keeping his commandments, let's show you. 2 and 3.
1 John.
Yeah. This is something else to tell you about the Most High. Keeping his commandments.
Read not the book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him.
Now it's going to tell you how you know that you know the Most High.
And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments.
Now if we just believe like the preacher said,
If we keep his commandments.
that's how you know the Most High. Read.
He that said, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar.
Now they're telling the truth.
Is a liar, and the truth is not in him.
The truth is not in you. The Most High said, if you say you know him and you're not keeping his commandment, you're a liar. He's not dealing with you. Your father is dealing with you. Nothing but devils out here. Show me. Wait. John 8 and 44. The Most High is not dealing with you. In the last day shall come many scorners. 44.
Read not the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil.
Now we have the Father, the Most High.
Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father you will do.
That's what everybody out here doing, defiling his Sabbath day. The lust of your father, the devil. That's what you're doing.
He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth.
He abode not in the truth. If I ask 10 people out here right now what is the truth, none of them will get it right. Read.
Because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it.
He is a lie. He is the father of lies. The devil is the father of lies. And
because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not.
because he tell you the truth, you believe him not, right? Because we are here telling you the truth right now. Thus said the Bible. Not off our feelings. We not give. Matter of fact, between me and this brother out here, we've pulled more scriptures than you would get in 5 years in any church in Belize.
Oh, praise.
In 2 hours, more scriptures than you get in 5 years of church. And if I ask what the truth is, nobody could tell me. Psalm 119, 172. Let me show you what the truth is. Now, John 8 and 31 first. John 8 and 31. Because nobody knows the truth. There's no truth in the land. Nothing but lies and deceit.
31.
Yes. 32.
not the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 32. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free.
You shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Who knows the truth? Nobody knows the truth. Everybody believes a lie. Read. I'm gonna show you the truth now. Psalm 119, 172. No, 142. 119, 142.
Read not the book of Psalms, chapter 119, verse 142. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness.
The righteousness is an everlasting righteousness.
And thy law is the truth.
And the law is what?
And thy law is the truth.
The commandments are the truth. So if you want to know the truth, keep the commandments. Until you keeping those commandments, the Most High is not dealing with you. You're getting dealt with by the devil himself. That's who's dealing with you, the devil. The Most High is not dealing with you. The law is the truth. That's what the truth is. The law is the truth. Everything bounds back to the law. These nations, these filthy, dirty, disgusting heathens want you to sin. That's what they want you to do, sin. They don't want you to keep these laws. The Most High, Ezekiel 18 and 23. The Most High wants you to keep his laws because he don't want to have to do this to you. But we don't want to do what the Most High wants. We want to do what we want.
Read not the book of Ezekiel, chapter 18 and verse 23. Have I any pleasure at all that the wicked should die?
What the Most High asking?
Have I any pleasure at all that the wicked should die? Saith the Most High.
Read.
And not that he should return from his ways and live?
Now shall he return from his sins and live. Verse 32.
For I have no pleasure in the death of him that dieth.
The Most High said he doesn't take pleasure in killing you.
Saith the Most High. Wherefore, turn yourselves and live.
What he said?
Therefore, turn yourselves and live ye.
Turn yourself and live. Let me get a couple. No. Tobit chapter 9 verse 10. It's a short verse, right? It's time to repent and come back to the Most High, because the Most High is going to jack people up. He's going to start jacking you up.
Tobit 9:12.
10. 10 and 9. No. Let me see 9 and 10. Yes, 9 and 10 I want. I ain't even
I
want
ain't
to
got no thing to say. I'm
10 and
10.
9.
But Tobias said no, but let me go to my father.
12 and 9.
Read not the book of Tobit, chapter 12 and verse 9. For alms doth deliver from death.
Verse 10.
Okay? But they that sin are enemies, all right.
Read not the book of Tobit, chapter 12 and verse 10. But they that sin are enemies to their own life.
So if you're out here sinning, you're what?
But they that sin are enemies to their own life.
I'm going to read 2 more verses and that's it. That's all I want to get. If you're sinning, you're enemy to your own life. Thus says the Most High. Let me get 2 Ezra 15 and 24. Yeah, 15 and 24. If you're sinning, you're an enemy to your own life. And a sin is transgression of the Most High law.
Read not the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 15 and verse 24. Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments.
What the Most High say?
Woe to them that sin and keep not my commandments.
The
Says the Most High.
The Most High said woe. The word woe means destruction. To them that sin and keep not my commandments. Let me get the last one is 2 Ezra 16 and 67.
Read not the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 67. Behold, the Most High himself is
No,
the...
that's not what I want. That one is good, but that's not what I want. Yeah, that's it. 70, right?
77.
Okay. 77. Read.
Reading out the book of
Second Ezra 60.
Reading out the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16 and verse 77. Woe be unto them that are bound with their sins,
Woe be unto them that are bound with your sins. If you tie down in sin, destruction unto you. That's what the Most High is saying. Read.
and cover it with their iniquities, like a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travail through.
They got so much sin on them, you can't even cut through their sin. Woe be unto you, destruction unto you. Last scripture. You know that.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's nothing but wickedness going on out here. Nobody knows the Most High. Nobody wants to know about the Most High. Everybody cares about what they feel like caring about. And it's not the Most High. Read.
Reading out the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and verse 13. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
And that is,
Fear God and keep his commandments.
and keep his commandments. Why?
For this is the whole duty of man.
For this is the whole duty of man.
For the Most High shall bring every work into judgment,
He's going to bring everything. You can't hide nothing from him. Read.
with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil.
Whether it be good or whether it be evil. And with that, I said, Kwame Asherala, death and destruction to this wicked kingdom.
Kwam Yasharala, all praise to the Most High.
All praises.
Right, it's out.